Hey YouTube, Chase here. Thanks for tuning in. And today's video is based on the idea I had with Arena coming in about a week now. I've been having some discussions, disagreements, whatever, maybe the wrong choice of words, chastised by others, that I am still rating units based on their PVE use. I'm very excited about the Arena, and I have definitely been speculating. But I'm actually not as worried as a lot of people. I think that the ability to pick a team to tailor it against your opponents, and the opponent being on essentially auto or AI controlled, doesn't make them as big of a threat as people like to see. This is mock PvP, it's not actually PvP. So I had the idea, I may as well make a S rank list, tier list, based on how I see things right now, and then perhaps a week or a few weeks after Arena drops, I will use the same video idea again and make another S-rank tier list. Huh? How's that for easy content? So, anyway, oh, sorry, I started this before and I got called away to real life stuff. Started with Dragon Lord True Form, and by the way, I stole this list from Lolliot. I don't know anything about this site. I wouldn't be able to do this on my own. I am computer illiterate for the most part. But I changed his tier names. I went with how happy I think you should be to pull these units. And some of you are already upset where you saw Queen Slime, but I'll explain. Dragon Lord True Form is amazing. I don't think, like, its attack is really only pretty good. It's not the highest attack, it seems. I could be misremembering. But he does start off with an extra movement for the first 2 or 3 turns, which is all that matters in Arena. So he's essentially a three movement unit for this fight, or Arena. And although I'm still doing this PvE. But anyway, his Fire Breath attack, it's not going to kill most units. I mean, unless you're on, taking on an easy stage, that doesn't matter. But it is not going to take down units in one hit, maybe not even 2. But it's going to do a huge chunk of damage to a lot of stuff. Maybe all of their units. It's a huge field. It's a huge AoE attack. Then he also has a Zam-type physical attack, where even though he does not have the highest attack stat, it is still very good. And his attack ability is stronger than the average elemental hit. The ones that started at 180% potency, the same as all the B rank ones. As strong as anything on an A, any A tier units physical attacks. You have to get into S tier to have any physical attack higher than 180, and he does have one. And he also has Tail Swing, a physical AoE attack all around him with no element, but it's a huge attack potency. I believe it's over 400. So he is going to be terrific in Arena. I think he has a crack weakness. Sorry, I didn't look these up beforehand. So that may be a problem for him, but as long as his type disadvantages aren't a liability in Arena, or the stage, sorry, I'm not talking Arena yet, he is going to be fantastic. Alright, this one, this is occasionally useful. I think you should be very happy to have this unit in your toolbox. Okay, I rate units more on their potential than how they are on every single stage. That's why I think, I don't like Boreal Dragon that much, Boreal Serpent, because it doesn't have an elemental attack that's going to, one-shot anything or even close to it. Although its rolling attack is pretty strong. It's pretty good against everything, but I like to rate things on how they can dominate certain things. Could be wrong. And again, it could be very different in Arena. I know that people love Boreal Serpent there. And this one is going to get more value in Arena, but again, this is PvE ranking. I have to keep reminding myself. The ability to pull things closer can sometimes be very useful. We all saw a couple of content creators use her, or King She-Slime, pretty much the opposite. One pushes, one pulls, but you can use this. It was very useful in the Pyramid EX fights. It can make some of your melee units that are too slow to make a difference make much more of a difference by actually pulling things into the range. Her Icy Chains, I believe, does some decent damage. It's probably not It's probably not great, but as far as, I think it's probably major martial damage, I don't recall. But I've seen it do some damage, and it pulls things closer. So if you've got 2 or 3, or even just 1 melee units on your team, they can be a lot stronger. Okay, so we got Zoma. I have not had much of an opportunity to use Zoma yet, although I did use him on... I finally got the 5-turn clear on Frizzhella Ability Tome stage. And yeah, he does a good amount of damage. His AoE is great. Psy Cannon is always going to do good damage. Again, it doesn't excite me too much, because Psy Cannon's never going to be brilliant, but it's also never going to be bad. It's never going to be at a disadvantage. But even though I don't love this unit as much as a lot of other players, Zoma is definitely... You want Zoma, okay? If you haven't pulled him and you are able to, if you can put some resources into his banner, he's terrific. Although you probably still want to go for full stamp cards, so... well, if you're going to spend on him, I mean, I'm not going to make that decision for you. Okay, moving on. Great Dragon. This is another one. He's in my leveling party right now. If you like the idea of dragons, some people just love dragons. If you want to have a Dragon Breath team, I know Mad made a video today talking about how he thinks... I didn't catch all of it. I didn't get the whole point. I kind of zoned out. Sorry, that's not a thing. I was just in the middle of something. That breath and martial damage may be better than people think in the arena. So if that's true, then he could be a lot better there. But I'm going to put him in sure. He does... Okay, he's got breath abilities. He's got an ice attack. I don't remember how strong it is. This unit doesn't interest me a lot, but I definitely don't hate him. Sure, okay, I pulled him. I needed the copy. Beramos. This one is... He's kind of in the middle of oh my god and happy I pulled this one. I'm going to put him into oh my god because he is the only other S rank boom type caster is Archfiend. Archfiend is fine, but he is significantly stronger, and he has I believe a stronger version of Kaboom that has more range. Okay, the biggest problem with Boom, even if you have other Boom users, that yes, they're going to be weaker than him anyway. But Boom is a range 2 spell. His has the same AoE effect, but it's range 3. I think that's amazing. Boom, having a Boom type spell with that AoE on him is amazing. He also has a strong single target Boom type spell, which is nice. It's a little bit stronger and it's less MP. So if you're single target, you don't have to waste as much MP on a strong hit. And his Necrogon wave can probably be useful somewhere. I think this guy's great. I mean, if you wanted to rank among the top tier here, he'd probably be on the lower end. But don't let people trash talk Beramos. He's a great unit. Not the best, sure. It's just because they put him out 5 minutes JP it was before Beramos, or Zoma rather. So on Global he came out, a week after Zoma and wasn't as flashy. But I am very happy I got Beramos. I think he's great. Prism Peacock, who, by the way, I always call hybrid Prism Peacock because they're both just big, bright birds. It's funny, I don't understand people being upset about him because when I played the beta, I don't remember if the beta was open or closed. I was in it like right from day one. I loved it so much, although it got kind of stale at the end because there were no events. It was just, the story. I don't think it was even the full story. And I don't know if we even had any orbs for rank 5. I remember struggling with the versus quest, but maybe it's just because I didn't know what I was doing. Anyway, this guy was the banner unit, so that's why I was like, that's the big prize. That's like who you want. That's who you're aiming for. But anyway, he's good. He does martial damage. He's got a frizz spell. I don't know what his wisdom is at max level. I'm confident this guy lands in the sure category. And again, all of these S ranks are good enough that, looking at PVE content still, if they resist the stage's main elements and they can hit its weaknesses, he's going to be great. He's going to be an auto-include if you have him, even at only S4 without an orb. But as far as like rating them all together, I think he's right in the middle. King She Slime is... I'm also going to put here... Well, I'm going to put him up this high because I do think he's underestimated. Again, it's the same thing as Queen She Slime, although it's not quite the same. Maybe I should put them together. Although I don't think his ability does as much damage. I haven't tested it much. Blowing the enemy away can be very useful. Picture this, and this is not a far-fetched scenario. You have a situation where you're facing down one or even two, like the Pyramid EX event. Normally, those Hell Gladiator enemies, when they pop up on other maps, they can also hit very hard, but they only have 2 movement. If those guys only had a movement of 2, King She Slime could have kept them from touching any unit the whole fight. If they, had this stupid just, keep moving forward in a straight line AI tactic. But Blow Away is probably going to be able to be abused somewhere. It was abused in the Pyramid, but I think for even greater effect it could be abused. Killing Machine. I did not get this one. If anybody has heard me go on about my regrets from my first month before, it's that I didn't realize how important getting the banner units was, and that the general pool was all eventual. You're going to get, if you haven't heard this already and you're just watching this as one of your first videos of mine, when you re-roll, don't worry about general pool units. You're going to get them eventually, even if it takes a few months. None of them are necessary for any content so far. They will help you, sure, but you don't need them. You'll get them eventually. I think by 6 months of play, everyone should have all of the general pool summoned. Maybe 1 or 2 missing just out of sheer, bad luck, but don't worry about them. So yeah, the fact that I didn't start with a Killing Machine in my reroll, I really regret. So I do not have this unit. For PvE, I'm gonna put him up here. This is probably dependent on him having an Awakening in him for the extra movement. I believe he has high defense but low HP, which is going to make him good in some areas. I'll put him this high. Honestly, most of it is in PvE. One of the biggest things I always think about is, for physical attackers, is can he do 999 damage without having to put sap on the enemy? And yeah, this guy sure as heck can. His Crackle Slash is very strong. He's got a spinning attack or rolling attack, whichever the strongest one is. He does a lot of AoE damage with normal non-elemental physical. So, and I think he's just got a weaker ice physical attack that you'll never use. He's very good. If you need a crack type user, he's fantastic. Okay, now we got Great Troll. I did both paid banners the last week, Dread Dragon and Dragon Lord. And I got 2 Great Trolls. Sure. Sure. That's my response to him. Sure. He's a tank. He does some... I don't remember how high his attack goes. Not enough to really make him a hard hitter, but he's going to do good damage. And if he's resistant to the stage's main elements, he's going to be great. He's the type of unit where you're hoping it's a map where he can plug a hole, essentially, because he has no specific tank abilities. He's got some good HP. His defense is probably low. I don't recall. But yeah, if you're taking magic damage that he can resist, if you just need him to plug a hole and heal him a bit, he's probably real good there. But he doesn't really stand out. He's fine. I think he does a Zam physical attack. That'll be okay, but it's okay. This guy, Hell Gladiator, this rating is all about his leader skill and a little bit about his main move. It's Poison Slashes or something of that nature. The only reason I don't get more excited about that move is because his attack isn't high enough to really make him great. And also, it's so expensive. You have to. It does come down a little bit with leveling the ability, unlike some attack skills. So the most you're ever going to get out of it is 4 uses, I believe, and that takes I think you got to get him up to level 5 or 6. Of course, mine is also at S4. I don't have an orb for him. You may consider him worth an orb if you need. If you plan on using the poison strat a lot. I mean, if it's a unit that you're going to use all the time, he's worth an orb. But in general, I don't think he is. At Awakening 1, he gets sporadic HP regen, which is very useful on some units, like Armful. Armful is great having HP regen. Problem with him is that his HP is only... It's good. It's not low. It's definitely not high. It's okay. It's good. He has no defense either. So this guy has only taken like 2 hits. Like, he's not a tank. Don't think just because he's physical and, like, you know, bony, that he's going to take hits. This guy is not a tank. He's stronger than your casters, most likely, but not a tank. Okay, and if you're interested in him, I made a video about him like a few days ago. Very interesting, very necessary unit, because you can use his leader skill to poison enemies that you shouldn't be able to. Putting an Envenomate on a boss like Zoma with 6,000 HP is hella cool. Alright, this guy. This is my favorite unit. Okay, I'm putting it all the way up here. I love Dragonlord. People don't think he's going to be very good in Arena, and if that's true, it's probably going to take in consideration that he's going to cost 30% more than the standard S rank. That is the difference if you think about it. 50 points for a regular S tier, and 65 for boss and hero units. That's a 30% increase. He's only got 2 movement, and his big ability only has a range of 2. But here's the thing, when you're in PVE and you're taking on 1 unit at a time, especially if they have a frizz weakness, dude, he can smack the heck out of things with just neutral resistance to him. You know, just not weak or strong, just neutral. If you didn't see it, I just did a video on him yesterday, the day before. He hit the boss on the test stage. Now, granted, the enemy strength doesn't matter at all for magic damage. Magic damage does as much as it's going to do based on your character's own stats, and the only thing that can reduce it is special perks on the enemy. Yeah, his Hellfire at +6 hit for 1,408 damage, okay? What else is hitting one target for 1,408 damage? I literally don't know. I mean, you're looking at Runaways magic there. There was no Runaway there. It was 4 hits for 352. It was amazing. I was shocked. That was one Awakening. His single target damage is insane. Okay. He even has, if you're trying to conserve MP, his Frizzle was still hitting for 800. That's again like that's 1 target, 1 hit, range 3. And then he's got a weak Frizz spell too. It's 2 single targets, and Hellfire you want it to hit 1 target most of the time, but I've used it on, you know, a line of 3 units, and you know, it's like a little lotto. Like, which unit is it going to kill? Is it going to mess them all up equally? Sometimes that's what you want, but I love Dragonlord. Also, I just have a huge nostalgia for Dragon Warrior 1, so just love him. Okay, this will probably be... Now, granted, I don't have him. This guy could be just as good as the other ones in the Sure tier, but I think this is probably one of the worst S ranks. Again, you know, like the Great Troll, if he can go plug a hole, he's probably going to be good, but I'm pretty sure all of his attacks are mediocre to fine. Again, I did not get to use... I had him on other accounts, and I was only leveling him, but I remember him being very unimpressive. He's very slow. I didn't like him. So again, I know some people like him. Some people like him for the flavor. I could be off about him, but I don't think he's very good. This is the one general pool S rank I don't have, so sorry if my evaluation is harsh. Alright, Dread Dragon. I have ended most of my videos for the last week with don't summon for Dread Dragon. And that's, you know what, I'm actually going to factor that in. I'm going to put him into not this one. Here's the thing, if you pull for him, you would be happy that you got him because you got him for CP. I think if he were a general pool S rank, he'd probably be here and sure. But I'm putting him down here because this unit did not deserve a banner spot. Okay, apparently in JP, he was like the 1st or 2nd banner after Killing Machine. He wasn't worth it then either. This is the worst banner unit by far. By far. Okay, he does, I believe it's all Sizz damage. Again, if you're on a stage where he resists the main elements and he can hit the weaknesses, he's going to be good. But I think this unit is hot garbage. Okay, so the fact that he is a banner unit makes him bottom tier for me. All right, you're chasing him for CP. You leave that crap to Kage, Jax, the other big boys that like to spend money just for CP. Hey, I wish I could. I'm not shaming anybody. But yeah, this is crap. And again, we're on a crap streak right now. Sorry. This guy is just terrible. No, if you pull him or if you look at his moves, you look at him and you think, well, he's got, I think it's called Ultra Stomp or something like that. He's got a huge wave, the same AoE as Blow Away or Fire Breath on these guys here. He has an AoE attack that does like some huge physical damage. Problem is I don't think his attack is high enough to really make it great. He is he gets listed as a tank, I believe. As well as the MP cost is so high on it. I believe it, like S4, you're only at max level. He's only getting 3 uses out of it. It may only be 2. It's too expensive to be used too much. He also comes with Hatchet Man, so if you put your team on auto, he's probably going to use Hatchet Man left and right, which sucks. I think that ability needs to be reworked. It's the ability it's the one ability that makes everyone ask, can we overwrite old abilities with scrolls? We can only put one. We can't erase moves on a unit because everybody wants to get rid of Hatchet Man because it's terrible. I believe I've heard that it has a 30% hit rate, and I've made this comment before a while ago. In a gacha, 30% always feels like 10%, and 10% is non-existent. So yeah, he's terrible. And then I don't know, he's got some other crap attack, but he's just terrible. And I don't think he doesn't seem to be terribly tanky. He isn't strong. He's worthless. They need to rework Hatchet Man. He may be usable then, but right now he's garbage. Okay, now we're up to another fun one. Lionheart, he's fantastic. I think he's a little bit fragile, but he gets 3. I think he gets 3 movement on Awakening. Get a big multi-hit wind element attack, whoosh element attack. The only thing I hate is that, again, I like to rate things by whether physical units by whether they can do the 999 damage feat, and he cannot since it's a multi-hit. He also has a fairly strong 2-range physical attack that it's like Slime Attack or something that can occasionally stun, which can be useful sometimes. It may be paralyzed, I'm not sure. It can occasionally put a crowd control effect on an enemy, and it hits 2 units. It's one in front and one behind the first square. Yeah, he's very good. Apparently, I think he's the highest attack or the second highest attack at max level. I can't rate him perfectly because mine's only at S4. I don't have an orb for him, but apparently he's going to be good in arena too. There's no shock there, but yeah, very strong unit. All right, so now we're at Hybrid, the one I always call Prism Peacock. I mean, come on, look. I mean, all right, now they don't look exactly the same, but they're like, they're colorful birds with a bit of purple on them. I'm gonna put him up here. Yeah, do not sleep on this guy. First of all, okay, if you didn't waste your Sweet Breath scroll, put that on him. There, he's oh my god tier. He's amazing. Other than that, he is the fastest unit in the game. Again, if you're interested, if you don't believe me, if you want to call BS on me, I made a video about him just a few days ago. Just as a straight up damage dealer, he's only okay. But he is I think I lost myself before. He's not one of the fastest units in the game. He's the fastest unit in the game. Okay, and that includes the JP tier list too. Okay, out of all 44 S ranks that JP has, he's still number 1. Okay, so doing that, especially if you can put Sweet Breath on him, the ability to turn 1 before anything else, that was effeminate. Anyway, he can go up and have the chance of sleeping something. In 0 stam content, that's amazing. Okay, in the arena, that's still going to be good, but I'll try to shut up about arena. I know that's the point of this video. Yeah, Scorch is, again, I'll talk about it the same way as Fire Breath over here. It's not going to take units down in one hit, but it's going to do a good amount of damage. It's going to mop up. He also has a Sizz element skill. It is only B rank, which is more noticeable on an S rank. S rank casters have S rank ability or A rank abilities rather that don't have the wisdom cap, but his wisdom is high enough to hit the cap for B rank spells. So Sizzle on him is as good as it can be on any unit outside awakening perks and potency bonuses and whatnot. The only problem is if you're putting bonuses on him, it's probably going to be for Frizz or Breath type, and you aren't really able to give him Sizzle bonuses, but you can. If you're on a Sizz weakness stage and you're not going to use Frizz, yeah, put some Sizz weapons on him. But yeah, his speed, his ability to go and put sleep on something or kind of clean up. You want him to stay on the outside. He also has a very interesting leader ability. I touched on that in my video. This is not. Maybe you think he's down here. Maybe he is, but this guy is something you should be very happy to pull. And I'm being pretty. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little too gracious with my top tier here. Okay, down to Squidzilla. This guy, I'm going to put on happy I pulled this one. I think he's still the only one with a straight up 10% physical potency boost, which is not amazing, but it's going to be the best leader skill for some physical teams. It'll help you with the 999 damage missions. Apparently that is often better than... it depends on the enemy's defense. It will often be better than using like Dragon Lord's ability to lower the enemy defense by 20%. You can understand why. If you don't know, you can look at my old videos on... they're not that old, a couple weeks old, on damage calculations. Also, he has a... I don't remember what his max attack stat is. It's not one of the highest, but it's good enough. He has a very strong blast type single hit physical potency attack, so it's very good there. And I believe he's Frizz and Sizz resistance. So again, if you're looking at a stage with that and you need something to hit bang damage, he's fantastic. He just helped me plow through Frizz Hell ability stage just to get that 5-round thing. Because the rest of my team, boy, that is one stage where if your units are not resistant to Frizz, they're going to get knocked out fast. So yeah, this guy gets underrated a bit. Maybe he only belongs in Sure, but this is definitely a unit that you should be happy to pull. And we're getting to the point where, you know, unless you're completely free to play and or saving gems, you have a lot of the general S pools. So we're at the point where we're pulling awakening copies of S ranks, and yeah, don't be upset if you get this guy a couple times. And some people are actually going to say that I should put this guy higher. I'm going to put Royal Reptile right next to him. He's another one. He gets his 3rd awakening at first awakening. He has a very high potency single hit physical skill for zap damage. It's Zap Slash, I believe. Again, this guy easily helped me get some 999 damage missions done. He's got a high attack, but not one of the, you know, he's not the highest. He's really not close, but is still a very good attack stat. I think he can take a hit or two. I can't really recall. But this is a good physical unit. He gets 3 movement. He's got some good moves because he also has I don't remember his first ability. I think he's got 180% potency zap and bang moves. I know he's got the bang 180% skill along with his Zap Slash that starts it significantly higher. And I'm not sure that I think the third third move is just the Zap Slate type move that Zap Element move that is 180%. It's just a little bit cheaper. All right, Emperor Slime. Oh yeah, this guy's right up on top. This is, I mean, some people say that you should aim for him in a reroll. I don't think that you should worry about the general pool S ranks on rerolling right now. I did when I started. I didn't understand. You should only worry about banner units. If I could do it all over again, or if you're watching this now and you're brand new, maybe you've only played for a couple days and you did it wrong. First of all, if you only played for a couple days, reroll properly. If you didn't, it's worth it to just throw out your account. I don't care if you spent $20 on it, okay? If you spend money on the game, or even if you played like around the clock for the last 3 days, if you started your account with the retry banner and got 1 S rank on it, throw that account away. And I would wait to get 2 copies of the banner unit on my first roll, and then I would retry banner as soon as I got 2 killing machines. That's what I would take. I'm stamping a lot in this. I'm making some effeminate motions. I don't know how much of them show up on camera. I know it's kind of panned in. Anyway, that being said, God, this is a great unit to start with. He's the only S-rank healer. Right now on Global, he's the only multi-healer, which is not as useful as I would think. A lot of fights where you need to heal, you need to do it for a prolonged period of time. He's not great at prolonged healing, although at Awakening 1, he does get sporadic MP regen. I think it's usually about, it's like 20-something points. But yeah, he is a fantastic healer. He was very useful for me on the Zoma EX fight. Because that one actually didn't go so long that he couldn't keep up with, so he was great for that, especially when you don't have a tank that can take all the hits. He actually has a very high wisdom skill. I didn't even notice it on my own because I'm still kind of an idiot sometimes. He has a very high wisdom skill, so if you put... A lot of people like to keep their healers as pure healers. I put Crackle on mine mostly because it was a element that I was missing on my team going through story, as well as, I mean, S-rank, before Zoma came out, there were no S-rank crack type casters, so yeah, he was my best crack user. Sorry, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, he's very good. And then Sheer helps. I mean, it's the 900. He can help on the 999 damage thing because you have to have your big hitters attack boosted up 3 times. But there's a B rank that can do that as well. But his also raises defense, so that's a nice thing to do first turn. And then he also has Kabuff. I actually don't use Kabuff very often. Kabuff often seems to be a waste of MP, but it's probably going to be very good somewhere. But yeah, defense is so often irrelevant in this game. It's only worthwhile if you're facing pure physical casters, and they often hit so hard in this game that you don't want to go for Kabuff. You want to, put a status effect on them or take them down just ASAP. So, but anyway, Emperor Slime is one of the units that you want to get ASAP. Again, not necessarily aiming for it on a reroll, but he's fantastic. Okay, Archfiend, I'm going to go ahead and put right here. Happy I pulled this one. I don't think he's oh my god tier, but before Beramos came out, he was the best Kaboom, the best boom type user. He had the strongest. He is an A type, an A rank boom element spell. Sorry, my tongue is all tied for this entire video. Yeah, he's very good. I think he's a little bit tanky. I think he can take a hit or two more than a lot of casters. I forget what his wisdom is. It's not... I don't think it's the highest, but it's good enough. Very useful boom user here. Yeah, good unit there. I think he has all spells as his abilities. No, he has Stomp too. He has a Martial Ice ability that's a AoE around him. That is probably just okay. I think it's moderate damage. But yeah, he is... You're happy to pull him. Just having one caster of a certain element isn't enough. You want 2, 3... 5 is great. Sometimes you want 5 casters of one element to go and tackle some sage somewhere. I don't think that's really even possible right now. Well, not among S ranks at least, but you want them. And then lastly, best for last? Not quite, but this is another one. I think people overestimate how important it is to start with White King. And I've talked about this in most of my videos lately. I don't think people should worry about leader skills so much. But that's for example, when you have White King as your leader, he is one of the best leaders right now. That doesn't mean that you need to leave melee units out of your party. If the leader skill affects 2 or 3 of your party members, that's fantastic. Anyway, he is terrific. Okay, he's the only... Is he the only S-rank caster with Whoosh? He is. Because Whoosh is amazing. He gets sporadic MP regen at Awakening 1, which is great. It allows him to... pretty much without bad... If you don't have terrible luck, his regen is going to be enough that he can use Swoosh, the B rank ability, as much as he wants. Or he'll get another use or two out of Kaswoosh. Kaswoosh is pretty expensive, but you can rank it up to lower its MP cost just a little bit, as well as getting some... It depends on the fight. If you're going 10 rounds, you need to use mostly Swoosh. If it's 4 rounds, Kaswoosh, babe. That was awkward. Anyway, God knows how long did this video go? 35 minutes. I'm sorry. If you made it through this, man, God bless you. If you made it through this and you're not subbed, why? You watched a 35-minute video and you haven't subbed to me yet? Come on, bro. Seriously, give me a sec, because I'm at like 150 right now. Really working on 1,000. That would be amazing. So I'm teasing a little bit, but also please sub. And I respond to comments too. I don't know. I don't think algorithms affect me yet because I'm just a little guy with 150 subs. But I'll tell you, getting to 1,000 would be great. You know, it's kind of like, you know, being in the big boy league at the very beginning. So anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. If you did somehow make it through this super long video, and I will have probably an equally long video after the arena comes out, going over the same thing with a couple more units. But, alright, thanks again for watching, guys. Have a great night.